Good evening, and welcome to Decision Night in America 2020. Tonight, the two candidates are current United States Senator from the Great Golden Bear State of California, the Democrat, Kamala Harris, and the Republican, current United States President from the Great Empire State of New York, Donald Trump. It is now 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and we have the first poll closings. We have 6 states closing the polls, as you see on the left side of your screen. The states on your screen as of now: Virginia, Kentucky, Indiana, Georgia, South Carolina, and Vermont. In the state of Vermont, 3 electoral votes, we will be able to easily project them for Kamala Harris. As you see at the top of your screen, we have the states, the electoral votes, the time their polls closed. At the bottom of your screen, you see the electoral votes they have currently, the percentage they won the state by, or that is currently, the electoral votes once again, and the precincts that have been reporting. And now in the state of Indiana, 11 electoral votes, no precincts reporting, but we can tell you President Trump has won the state, this home state of Vice President Mike Pence. In the state of Kentucky, 8 electoral votes, 12% of the precincts reporting. We can tell you President Trump has won the state. Along in South Carolina, with 9 electoral votes, we will tell you President Trump has won the state. And now 13 electoral votes from the state of Virginia. We can tell you this is too close to call, but Kamala Harris, as you see on your screen, has the lead. And in Georgia, a huge African American population, 16 electoral votes. We can tell you Kamala Harris has a slim lead of 6 points, but it's too close to call. We cannot make a projection as of the moment. And as you see, the current electoral map on your screen, President Trump has won the states in red. Kamala Harris has won the states in blue. The yellow states, or gold states, are too close to call. It is 28-3 in favor of President Trump. It is now time for the 7:30 p.m. poll closing. 3 states closing polls. 2 important toss-up states in this election: Ohio and North Carolina. But as of now, we can only tell you that we can project West Virginia for President Trump. 5 electoral votes. It was never contested by the Harris campaign. 5 electoral votes we will project for President Trump. And on the state of Ohio, 18 electoral votes. It is too close to call. We can tell you Kamala Harris does have a lead, as you see. Along in the state of North Carolina, it is a percentage tie, 49-49. 15 electoral votes up for grabs. As I said, is a tie with 46% of the precincts reporting. The current electoral map on your screen, as you see, 33-3 for President Trump. It is now 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and the states on your screen are closing their polls as of now. In the state of Illinois, Barack Obama's home state, the last Democrat to win the White House, 20 electoral votes we have projected to be won by Kamala Harris. Delaware, Joe Biden's home state, the last vice president that it was Democratic to win the White House. Delaware, 3 electoral votes we will project for Kamala Harris. Connecticut will go to Kamala Harris, 7 electoral votes. The District of Columbia, the most Democratic territory in the United States, we will project it for Kamala Harris. No surprise once again. Along with Rhode Island and 4 electoral votes, we will project it for Kamala Harris. New Jersey has gone to Kamala Harris, 14 electoral votes. Maryland, 10 electoral votes, one of the most liberal states in the Union. 10 electoral votes, we will say Kamala Harris has won them. Along with Massachusetts, another very liberal state in the Union, 11 electoral votes, we will say and tell you that Kamala Harris has won them. And 3 electoral votes from the state of Maine. As we know, they are one of the 2 states that allocates and awards its electoral votes by congressional district, which is why we can tell you that Maine has only awarded 3 out of its 4 electoral votes to Kamala Harris as of now, 28% of the precincts reporting, and that is why you see on your screen no person has a majority as of now. And now with the Republican states, Tennessee, the volunteer state, 11 electoral votes, we will project it for President Trump. 6 electoral votes from the state of Mississippi, we will tell you President Trump has won them. The state of Oklahoma, 7 electoral votes, we will tell you President Trump has won them. Along in Missouri, the Show Me state, 10 electoral votes, we will project them at poll closings for President Trump. Alabama, with the key Senate race in 2017, 9 electoral votes we will project for President Trump. And now in the toss-up states, 20 electoral votes from the state of Pennsylvania, too close to call. We have 1/3 of the vote in. We can tell you President Trump has a lead, 20 electoral votes. Along in New Hampshire, few electoral votes, but can make the difference later on in the night. It is too close to call. We have only mostly Democratic places reporting, counties, and it's 53 to 40, 57 to 43, excuse me, and it's too close to call. And in Florida, the Sunshine State, 29 electoral votes, always a key toss-up state. It is too close to call. We have 2/3 of the vote in, and this could be worrying for the Trump campaign. Kamala Harris does have a 3-point lead. And in the one congressional district in Maine, it is too close to call. We have very few votes in. Excuse me, that is not supposed to say 83%. It's supposed to say 23%. But we have very few votes in, and it is too close to call. Kamala Harris does have a lead. And now the current electoral map, as you see on your screen, 78 to 76. The states in red, as I said, are for President Trump, and blue are for Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris does have a lead. It is now 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and we have one state closure polls in Arkansas. Arkansas has awarded its electoral votes. It's 6 to President Trump again. No surprise. As you see, Arkansas now added to the electoral count. President Trump has 82 to Kamala Harris 78. And it is now 9 p.m. Eastern Time, and the states on your screen that are in dark purple have closed their polls. In the state of Wyoming, 3 electoral votes, we can project them now for President Trump. The state of Kansas, 6 electoral votes, with half of the vote in, we will project for President Trump. Texas, the 38 electoral votes from the state of Texas, the second biggest state in the union, we will project for President Trump. Along in Louisiana, 8 electoral votes, we will project for President Trump. In North Dakota, 3 electoral votes, we will project them for President Trump. Along with South Dakota, 3 electoral votes, again, no surprise, all of these states will go for President Trump. And now Nebraska, the second state that allocates its electoral votes by congressional district, but that will not be a worry for the Trump campaign this year. 5 electoral votes, all 5 listed electoral votes we will project will go for President Trump. And now with the Democratic states. The home state of President Trump, the Empire State of New York, 29 electoral votes, always a solid Democratic state usually. Half of the vote is in, and we can tell you that Kamala Harris has won this Empire State of New York. And in New Mexico, 5 electoral votes. We can tell you Kamala Harris has won the state. And now in the toss-up states, Arizona, it's 11 electoral votes. We have 2/3 of the vote in, and we can tell you Kamala Harris does have a lead. In the state of Colorado, 9 electoral votes, lastly won by Hillary Clinton in 2016. Kamala Harris has a 1-point lead. And now with 1/3 of the vote in the state of Michigan, a state that President Trump won very narrowly, Kamala Harris has a lead. And now in the state of Wisconsin, President Trump does have a lead actually. Another state that President Trump won in 2016, 10 electoral votes. Along with Minnesota's 10 electoral votes. A state that Hillary Clinton won in 2016, we can tell you how Kamala Harris does have a lead. And the current electoral map on your screen, 112 to 148 in favor of President Trump. A worrying sight for the Harris campaign. Many toss-up states still out left that were expected to go to the Democrats. It is now 10 p.m. Eastern Time, and we have 4 states closing their polls in Iowa, Montana, Utah, and Nevada. We can only make a projection in one state as of now. In the state of Montana, 3 electoral votes. We have 2/3 of the vote in. We can tell you President Trump has won the state. And now in Utah, an interesting case. 6 electoral votes are too close to call with half of the vote in. And we can tell you it is a three-way race between Kamala Harris, who has 30%, President Trump, who has 33%, and Evan McMullin, the independent, who has 35%. His home state, of course. That is why he's doing so well in only the state. He actually does have the lead. So we could see a electoral breakdown where no candidate does reach 270 because of Evan McMullin, him winning the 6 electoral votes in Utah. That could be a constitutional crisis. And now in the state of Iowa, 6 electoral votes, a state that President Trump won, we can tell you he does have a lead. In the state of Nevada, a state that Clinton won, Kamala Harris does have a lead. And now a earlier poll closing. 4 electoral votes from the state of New Hampshire, we will be able to project. With 92% of the precincts reporting, Kamala Harris has won that state, adding to her electoral vote count. As you see on your screen, 116 electoral votes to Kamala Harris, 151 for President Trump. It is now 11 p.m. Eastern Time, and we have 5 states closing their polls in California, Idaho, Oregon, Washington, and Hawaii. In the state of Idaho, at the bottom of your screen, that is supposed to read Idaho, but the 4 electoral votes from the state of Idaho, we can project him for President Trump, 2/3 of the vote in. And now an earlier poll closing. Excuse me, that is also supposed to say 7 p.m. Eastern, but we can project the state of Georgia and its 16 electoral votes have been awarded to President Trump. A very worrying case for the Harris campaign, which they thought they could win this state, but it is not the case. President Trump has won its 16 electoral votes. And now her home state of California, the Golden Bear State, 55 electoral votes. No precincts reporting, but we can tell you she has won this state, the biggest state in the union electoral wise and population wise, 55 electoral votes. Oregon, 7 electoral votes once again, no surprise. Oregon has awarded 7 electoral votes to Kamala Harris, along with Washington, 12 electoral votes, 13% of the precincts reporting. We can tell you she has won that state. Along with Hawaii, 4 electoral votes, she has won that state overwhelmingly, no surprise. And now Kamala Harris has taken the lead in the electoral count, 194 to President Trump's 173. And it is now 11:07 p.m. and we have 4 states that we can project as of now. In the state of Nevada, Utah, Arizona, and Michigan. In the state of Nevada, 81% of the precincts reporting. We can tell you Kamala Harris has held this state for the Democrats. It's 6 electoral votes, a state that President Trump thought he could win. It is not the case as well. We can now project that state has gone to Kamala Harris. And now in Utah, President Trump has defeated the independent Evan McMullin and has won its 6 electoral votes, a frightening sight for the Trump campaign, which could have been a state that Evan McMullin actually won, but that is not the case. President Trump has won that state. And it flipped from 2016. Kamala Harris, Senator Harris, has won the state of Michigan, 16 electoral votes, 93% of the precincts reporting. 216 to 173, as you see on your screen. We can project now the state of Michigan has gone to Kamala Harris. And along with the state of Arizona, 11 electoral votes, 85% of the precincts reporting. We can tell you President Trump has won that state. Another frightening sight for the Harris campaign, which a state that they thought could win, has been projected pretty early on. And now the current electoral map on your screen, 216 for Kamala Harris to President Trump's 190. It is now 11:36 p.m. Eastern Time, and we have 4 more states that we can project in the state of Colorado, Iowa, Wisconsin, and North Carolina. In the state of Colorado, 93% of the precincts reporting. We can tell you Kamala Harris has won the state and its 9 electoral votes. Iowa has held for the Republicans and President Trump. We can tell you he has won Iowa's 6 electoral votes. And another flip from 2016, Wisconsin and its 10 electoral votes. We can tell you Senator Harris has flipped its 10 electoral votes back to the Democratic column. Another frightening sight for the Trump campaign. A state they potentially needed to win if President Trump wanted to win re-election. Kamala Harris has won its 10 electoral votes. And in the state of North Carolina, a sigh of relief for the Trump campaign. A state they needed to win if President Trump wanted to win re-election. He has won that state with 99% of the precincts reporting. President Trump has won its 15 electoral votes. And now the current electoral map, 235 to 211 for President Trump. As you see, Alaska yet to close their polls, along with 5 states that are too close to call. It is now 12:16 a.m. Eastern Time, and we have 3 states being able to be projected in Minnesota, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. 3 states that President Trump almost won in Ohio and Pennsylvania, which he did win in fact. And he will once again in the state of Ohio, 18 electoral votes. 92% of the precincts reporting. We can tell you President Trump has won that state by a closer margin this time, 50 to 47. As you see, President Trump is nearing Kamala Harris. And now in the state of Minnesota, 10 electoral votes, 97% of the precincts reporting. We can tell you Kamala Harris has won its 10 electoral votes. Another sigh of relief. And in the state of Pennsylvania, 20 electoral votes. A huge win for the Harris campaign and a huge blow to the Trump campaign. 93% of the precincts reporting. We can now tell you she has won its 20 electoral votes. This is a huge blow for the Trump campaign and a huge win for the Harris campaign. As you see on your current electoral map, 265 to Trump's 229. Kamala Harris needs only 1 more state to win the presidency. She won't win Alaska, of course, while President Trump needs to sweep all 3. It is now 1 a.m. Eastern Time, and we have a presidential call. we have all the states in gold closing their poll, being projected, and this will be big. We can now project Kamala Harris, Senator Harris from the state of California, will be the 46th president of the United States. She has defeated President Trump and done what Hillary Clinton could not do. She has been elected the 46th president of the United States and the first woman to ever be elected to the White House. We can tell you because before that, though, Alaska and its 3 electoral votes, as you see, have been projected for President Trump, 3 electoral votes. Florida, a state that the Harris campaign thought they could win, has been projected for President Trump. And the 1 congressional district in Maine has been projected to be won by President Trump. As you see, the Trump campaign thought they could win this election, and they almost nearly did. But this was the finishing blow. Virginia and its 13 electoral votes. We could now project them for Kamala Harris. As you see, it is a 5-point margin with 92% of the precincts reporting. We can now find sufficient votes to find a pathway for President Trump to win this state, and we can project them for Kamala Harris. The final electoral count: 278 for Senator Harris to President Trump's 260. As you see, the state that put her over the top, Virginia, has gone blue, and she has been elected the 46th president of the United States. And now, hello guys, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you did agree or disagree, please comment why or why not. Please suggest some new videos. I always like suggestions from my subscribers, and I will actually be doing a Q&A once we hit 250 subscribers. So please tell your friends about my channel, any people that you know, and comment on any questions that you have, because I will be doing a Q&A soon. So thank you for watching. If you did agree or disagree, please comment down why. Thank you for watching my video, and I'll see you in the next one.